So what I want to talk to you about today is about density and using density, particularly converting between different units. Density is what we call a compound measure, and to work out density problems, we use a triangle as we do with speed, distance, and time. Here we'd be using density, mass, and volume. And specifically, what I'm going to talk about today is what people find difficult converting between different measurements of mass and different measurements of volume. Mass, it would be measured in centimeters in grams or kilograms. Volume would be measured in centimeters cubed or meters cubed, depending on the units involved. So let's look at some examples. Okay, so we've got our triangle there. So density would be mass divided by volume. Remember how this triangle works. If they're above each other, it means divide. Next to each other would mean times. So we'll look at two examples. Okay, so if we had grams and centimeters cubed, they would go together. That would mean that we're measuring grams for each centimeters cubed per centimeters cubed, and we'd write it as G/centimeters cubed. If it was the kilograms option, we'd have kilograms per meters cubed. So again, kilograms per meters cubed, and we'll write that as kilograms-meters cubed. So these are the two kind of volume measures that you would be looking at to work out density, different mass, different volume, and these must go together. So if we look at an example, we're going to expect it to convert. So here we've got titanium has a density of 4,500 kilograms per meters cubed. What is this density in grams per centimeters cubed? So we're going to have to convert the measurement of mass, currently in kilograms, down to grams, well, up to grams, and the measurement in meters cubed to centimeters cubed. So our start point would be think, well, how many grams in a kilogram? We should know 1,000 grams in a kilogram, so we're going to have to convert that up. Meters cubed to centimeters cubed, what we'd have to think about is how many centimeters in a meters cubed. This might help me, this little cube here, because for each meter, there would be 100 centimeters. For meters cubed, however, I would be multiplying width times base times height. So 100 times 100 times 100. So be really careful when it's cubed, because it's not just a case of saying, oh, it's 100 times bigger, because what we're actually doing, that's a scale factor for the length. We'd have to times the 100 by another 100 by another 100. So let's move on and look at this example. So when we're going from kilograms to grams, really what we're saying when we just rewrite this in a different way, 4,500 kilograms per 1 meter cubed. So to convert the meters cubed, the kilograms into grams, we're going to times by 1,000, because there's 1,000 grams in a kilogram. Okay. For the meters cubed, however, because it's meters cubed, it means I would have 100 times 100 times 100. So our centimeters cubed becomes 1,000,000 centimeters cubed. Quite tricky to do that. Just remembering we're having to times the kilograms by the conversion for grams, but when it's cubed, I've got to think about it's actually 3 cubed means volume, length times width times height. So I need to times by 100 3 times. Let's look at this one. We're going the other way around this time. So we're going from 2.7 grams into kilograms and centimeters cubed into meters cubed. So again, I think of my 2.7 grams per centimeters cubed as being 2.7 grams divided by 1 centimeter cubed. Grams to kilograms, divide by 1,000 this time because I've got a bigger measure. And centimeters cubed, again, what we're doing this time is dividing by 100 3 times. So reversing that, we get 0.000001 meter cubed. Okay, so be really careful in these types of questions. The mass measurement, just times or dividing by 1,000, depending on which you're going from. When we're going from meters cubed to centimeters cubed or vice versa, it's not as straightforward because we've got to think it's volume. So we're thinking about length times width times height. So times by 100 3 times or divide by 100 3 times.